Hello, book lovers, and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins, and today I'm talking to Wyoming State Poet Laureate Eugene Gagliano. Eugene is a prolific children's author and is a graduate of the Institute of Children's Literature, a member of Western Writers and the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. Hi, Eugene. First of all, welcome, and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
Oh, good morning, and thank you for inviting me.
My pleasure. Let's talk first about your most recently published book, Wedge of Fear. Am I correct in thinking this is for children aged between 11 and 15?
You're close. It's more like 10 to 14.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Would you like to give Book Talk Radio Club's listeners a brief synopsis of Wedge of Fear?
Sure. Well, it's about a boy named Tony. It's a coming of age. He's going into 6th grade, and his parents moved from New York State to Wyoming. And it's about the changes that he goes through with the culture, the weather, the geography, the wildlife. He's making new friends. He's troubled by this bully, who happens to be a girl named Regina. And he's frustrated with his mother, who's a very overprotective woman. And he's trying to prove, of course, that he's growing up and he's responsible.
Mm.
And he's put into situations that don't go quite right for him. Until the very end of the book, where he proves himself and saves the life of his mother.
Ah. There's a lesson behind this book, isn't there, Eugene? There's something about life isn't always easy.
Definitely. Life isn't always easy. And when I sign the book, I usually put down, face your fears, and you become stronger in character.
Very true. Very true. Let's go on to your alphabet books. C is for cowboy, a Wyoming alphabet, and the other one is V for Venus flytrap, a plant alphabet. Tell me about these two books.
Well, first of all, the C is for cowboy book. I was looking through this SVWI bulletin, and they were looking for somebody to write the Wyoming alphabet book.
Right.
So I sent in samples, a bio. They liked what I sent, and I got the contract.
So what actually is it? I mean, you say it's a Wyoming alphabet book. Can you explain what it is?
It's a book. It's a format where on one side of one of the pages there's a rhymed letter for the alphabet, and then on the other side you have sidebars that give information about the same subject. Let me read you a real quick.
Yeah, go on. That's a good idea.
All right, and it has beautiful watercolor illustrations. They're quite lovely. A is for altitude of mountains that soar. The Grand Tetons rise straight up from the floor, called by many the Swiss Alps of our land. Under star-scattered skies, these treasures stand. So there's your rhyme verse for the younger children. And for the older children and adults, we have there's 3 paragraphs on the other page. And one of the things there, it says 12 of the Teton peaks reach above 12,000 feet. And a very fascinating fact, the Tetons continue to grow at a rate of about 1 inch every 100 years.
Do they?
Yes. So this is a beautiful book. Wish you could see it. And it's one of the biggest selling books in Wyoming and also in the whole Northwest area. And it's got a very iconic cover. It's a picture of a cowboy kneeling, holding onto the reins of his horse.
Mm-hmm.
Just there behind him. It's a beautiful book.
Well, Wyoming's definitely cowboy country, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is.
And there's more sheep than people.
Yeah. And then we came to the V is for Venus flytrap. Well, after I finished that book, they were very pleased with it. And this is Sleeping Bear Press. They were pleased with the book. And they said, would you be willing to write a number book? Which I did. And that's 4 Wheels West, but we won't talk about that today. Then, when that was done, I decided I wanted to do another book with them. And having had a degree in Associate Applied Science in Ornamental Horticulture, I decided to write a book about plants, because that's what I really would have loved to have had, is a good book about plants when I was teaching school.
Right.
I taught school for a long time, and I had, particularly in 4th grade, it would have been a great book to have. So it's the same thing. It's an alphabet book. It's large, but again, the artwork is amazing. The artwork in this one is by Elizabeth Trainer,
Mm.
and it's again just a very, very beautiful book. Um, let's see, and there we go. Evergreens begin with E, summer conifers, staying green all winter like the pine, the spruce, and firs. Now, that's the rhyme part for the
Mm.
younger kids. And then on the sidebars, this is fascinating. In the White Mountains of California, you will find one of the oldest trees now living. It's a bristlecone pine called Methuselah. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the tree is estimated to be 4,733 years old.
Wow.
So it's facts like that that the kids are impressed with. And again, the artwork.
So is this adult?
Yeah. So those are two of the books.
Wow, if that tree could talk, huh?
Oh yeah.
So, is it true a collection of children's poetry was published this time last year and that it encourages parents to interact in an enjoyable way with their children to help them understand the many misunderstandings of common expressions used in our daily language? Can you give me a couple of examples?
Oh, I certainly will. You know, someone will say to you, let's say they come up, Claire, and they said, "This is my half sister." Well, if you're talking to a young child, they don't quite get it. So here's the poem called "Which Half?" Illustrated. Well,
Exactly.
Jacob's my half brother, makes me want to laugh. He never really said bottom or top half. Sarah's my half sister, makes me want to fight. She never really said the left side or the right. I guess it doesn't matter which half that they might be. If the halves will stay together, then it's okay with me.
Lovely. So you're saying what makes perfect sense to an adult sounds strange to a child, and is it true helps children understand these sayings?
Right, and here's like if somebody said you're over the hill. Well,
Mm.
what does that mean to a kid? So he goes, over the hill. What do you mean you're over the hill? You haven't moved from your chair. What do you mean you're over the hill when you're still sitting there?
Mm.
Over the hill would be over there, but you're still here, not over there. That's
Yes.
a little fun.
Kids are very literal, aren't they?
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing about the book is true, is that it represented the state at the National Book Festival in Washington, D.C. this year. It
Right.
was selected by the State Library of Wyoming for the Great Reads. So this book made it to the Library of Congress.
Fantastic.
It's a great little book.
Let's go on now, if I may, to My Teacher Dances on the Desk. This is a poetry collection of every aspect of school life. I must read part of the blurb for the book. It had me laughing out loud and made my dog jump. So here we go. Move me soon. I don't like sitting next to Rose. She's always picking out her nose and chews her fingernails way down and always wears a pouty frown. Love your rhymes. You're in fact known by many as the teacher who dances on his desk. Tell me, where did that come from? Did you dance on the desk? Now, I would have loved to have had you as my teacher. The most exciting point in my school life was when the home economics teacher got so angry she lost her temper and her false teeth flew out.
Oh, yeah. Well, before I forget, that book that My Teacher Dances on the Desk won the 2010 Delaware Diamonds Book List Children's Choice Award.
Right.
And I wrote all those because I was the teacher that danced on the desk. It all happened one winter day when things were kind of gloomy, and I just wanted to brighten up the day for the kids. So I jumped up on a desk and started to dance. Well, I do that rarely, but I did it every once in a while to make the kids laugh. And then it became a tradition on my birthday. All the first and second grade classes, and that's about uh, there were I think three or four classes each, and there was a teacher named Mrs. Ruby who came in and played the guitar. They all sang "Happy Birthday" to me, and I got up on the desk with a hat and a cane and did a little dance for them.
Lovely. I think that's great. You've given presentations at 165 schools, also libraries and festivals all over the USA. What are the presentations about, Eugene?
Well, they vary by group. I start with the very young and goes up to adult, and they're mainly, depending on which the group is, about using your senses to come up with story ideas, how to create a character and make it real, and of course the the editor's favorite, showing and not telling in writing. And then I also have what I call the 10-step method, which many teachers have adapted for use in their personal narrative writing, because it applies to that as well as fiction. And those are the things that I do. Yeah, we're up to 166 schools now.
Right, right.
So I just try to get them excited about writing and books.
You've won a number of awards for your children's books, as you were saying, and you're receiving some lovely feedback, including Mr. Gagliano adds humour and whimsy to what teachers experience at school or in the classroom. As a fellow teacher, this book brings a smile to my face. This book is a wonderful addition to everyone's collection. So your books appeal to adults and children alike, yes?
Yes. Excuse me. And oftentimes when I write a book, I have different people selected. I have family who will say it's wonderful all the time, and then I give it to other people who are more uh, constructive, give a lot more constructive criticism.
Mm.
And these people enjoy those books. The Wedge of Fear, for example, is read by this adult male, and he thought it was excellent, and it's not written for him, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can write a book and aim at a certain group of readers and then be surprised that a totally different group of readers enjoy it. So, what's next on the book front for Eugene Gagliano?
Well, I just signed, well, I'm going to be signing, it's here before Christmas, a contract for another middle grade fiction adventure book, tentatively called Snap, which will be out next April. I'm also working on a sequel to Is It True? And it will focus again on common misunderstandings of the English language that people use and the children don't understand. And then I'm also working on an adult poetry book. Being the Wyoming Poet Laureate, I need to do that.
So, is that going to be humorous or not?
A little bit of everything.
Fair enough. Okay, and lastly, where can readers purchase your books?
Well, if they go to my website page, all the books are listed on there with a little description, and it'll tell you exactly where to go very quickly, and you can order it right from that point.
And what's your website address?
It's www.gargene. It's GARGENE.com. And if you go there, it also will list my Facebook pages. I can never remember how that goes.
That's okay. It's no problem. Is there anything else you wish to add?
Well, I was going to share that little. I found a quote here that I think is very appropriate.
Sure, go ahead.
It says, and the author's unknown, "It was only a sunny smile, and little it cost in the giving, but like morning light, it scattered the night and made the day worth living."
Lovely. All right, well, thank you, Eugene. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future. And thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thank you, Eugene.
Thank you.
My pleasure.